What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're going to be jumping into all of the latest highlights going on in Cardano. First things first, we'll take a look at the weekly Cardano development report that was just released this past Friday. Second, I want to talk about SundaeSwap and the fact that they've now released the V3 version of their smart contracts on the preview testnet for the community to begin reviewing, followed by some news surrounding Cardano Shield and their first integration into the Jira wallet. If you guys aren't aware, this is a brand new security feature aiming to protect the Cardano community. Now, following that, I want to talk about Lenfi, specifically as to where they stand when it comes to the release of their V2 version of their protocol. And then there's also a recent vote that has just concluded that I want to bring to your attention. Last but not least, I want to talk about Fluid tokens and BABEL fees with their brand new tease of a feature called Aquarium. As always, if you guys do enjoy these updates, I would appreciate you guys if you guys could smash that thumbs up. If you'd like to take it a step further in supporting the Dapp Central YouTube channel, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Jumping into the first segment for today's Cardano Scoop update, I want to take a look at the weekly Cardano development report. As it stands right now, we have 157 projects launched, 1,300 building with over 24,000 Plutus scripts deployed. Looking on the left-hand side there, we've got some technical updates with respect to Mithril and Marlowe getting some enhancements. And then we've also got Project Catalyst funding round number 11 voting, which has officially started. So if you guys aren't aware, you guys can go ahead and make sure that your voice is heard. Of course, having had registered either as a part of funding round number 10 or recently registering as a part of funding round number 11. We've also got some new Haskell Bootcamp lessons in the work, and that'll actually wrap it up here for the first portion, which is just a brief review of the weekly development report. The next topic I want to jump into is going to be surrounding the SundaeSwap platform and the fact that they've now invited the community to test out their SundaeSwap V3 release on the preview testnet. It states here that one of the biggest focuses for SundaeSwap V3 is going to be scalability, with SundaeSwap V3 delivering a 10x throughput improvement over SundaeSwap V1 and similar Plutus V1 protocols. This ties back directly to the highlight that I just mentioned on that prior screen, which was the fact that we now have over 17,000 Plutus V2 scripts now online. So more and more projects beginning to finally tap into the upgrades that we now have at our fingertips as a part of the Vassal hard fork upgrade. Now, I have taken a look at the actual platform. If you want to go ahead and check it out on your own, it is available at app.v3.preview.sunday.fi. It states here that with respect to just the speed, the V3 contracts are going to be a result of months long of architecture and optimization. And it also states the fact that the protocol can now process 25 orders in a single transaction, which improves their latency and throughput. With respect to lower trading fees, the improved performance also provides savings on fees on the platform. And the fees for the V3 contracts are going to be less than half of those for V1, making the SundaeSwap one of the cheapest dexes to utilize on Cardano. Now, they also highlight a few other features, but just to sum this up here in a nutshell, I did give this a try, connected my Nami wallet, made some trades with certain token pairs that do support the brand new V3 contracts, and I can definitely say that I was very happy and very satisfied with the speed at which the app was performing at. So I'm looking to get this live on the main net, hopefully soon. But shout out to Pi and the entire SundaeSwap team for not only releasing their V3 version of the protocol, but also releasing governance as a part of that as well. So if you guys can head over, if you guys do head over to the platform as it stands right now, not only can you swap, you can also provide liquidity. You can go ahead and actually utilize their liquidity bootstrapping event platform as well. And they've also got a DAO or governance platform on the way. So this is what they call their taste test. Again, very similar to a LBE or a liquidity bootstrapping event platform, or very similar to the launch bowl that the MinSwap team has released. So you can go ahead and check this out. Again, very similar process where you can research a particular project, deposit your ADA, and then redeem the appropriate amount of liquidity provider tokens from your actual initial deposit. So again, this is all live on the preview testnet. And if you guys want to get your hands on, I'll go ahead and leave the links to it down below. Moving over, next I want to talk briefly about Cardano Shield. So I recently had Adam on the channel. This was about a week ago to talk about Cardano Shield, which is a platform that's going to be providing a simple user interface, which allows for you to know better or to quickly identify when you're dealing with a potential phishing or with a potential fake website. So during my interview, I sat down with Adam and talked about, how the community can actually contribute to their open source database. Number one, to identify fake phishing websites, but then number two, to also go ahead and identify any potential fake token policy IDs. So it states here, attention Jira wallet users, Cardano Shield Alpha version 1.0.7 has been deployed and it's now integrated into the wallet, which is Jira version 1.15. You'll now notice a new transaction summary window, as well as the ability to report a transaction within the transaction history screen. So if you think that you might be interacting with a potentially malicious website, before you actually sign or commit to that transaction, you can report that over to Cardano Shield. Some of the features with this early launch include their malicious website detection feature, which uses machine learning or AI. They've also got a built-in blacklist or whitelist, which I mentioned earlier, that the community can contribute to. They've also got their transaction drain check, which basically makes sure that whatever transaction you're about to sign isn't draining all the assets within your wallet, which has been one of the recent attacks or one of the recent schemes actually put out by scammers out in the Cardano ecosystem. Last but not least, they have a transaction risk assessment, which I believe is what we're actually seeing here in this transaction summary, which lets you know, depending on the risk of the transaction, whether that falls into a low risk, medium risk, or a potentially high risk category. If you guys want to find out more about this, first and foremost, check out my interview with Adam, but also leave the link to their official GitHub if you're more technically minded, or if you want to go ahead and provide additional tokens that may be scams or that may be exploiting the Cardano community. That will do it there for that second update as a part of today's Cardano Scoop. As always, if you guys do enjoy these timely and quick updates, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding Cardano Shield or SundaeSwap or any of the other two projects I'm going to be talking about, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Next, we're jumping into Lenfi. It's been a minute since I provided you guys with an update here, but as it stands right now, we are expecting Lenfi v2. This is going to be the version of the protocol that's going to be utilizing liquidity pools as opposed to a peer-to-peer style approach. So it states here, we're nearing the completion of our second audit. We're currently collaborating closely with our auditors to test edge cases, ensuring everything is perfect for their upcoming launch. Some of the things that they're still working on and just some interesting updates include their audit report, which you can now actually check out their semi-completed version of their audit utilizing the GitHub link listed down below. They've also open sourced the actual smart contract code, which I'm going to jump into that in just a second here. And then very lastly, very similar to MinSwap, they're going to be launching a bug bounty. So this basically opens the platform up for developers or just regular users to test and potentially find bugs. If they do identify bugs, they're actually able to be rewarded by reporting that back over into the team. With respect to what remains and what is next, right now, they're going to be working to establish their batcher network, which is going to be critical for enhancing their transaction efficiency and reliability. Lastly, they're going to be working on setting up their Oracle network, which will make sure that the team and the platform is always utilizing the correct on-chain data, or the correct off-chain data, I should say, on-chain, and that they're also doing this with optimal conditions. Moving over, we've got the fact that their V2 code is now open source. So it states, in case you missed it, our V2 code has been open sourced. It's a straightforward yet significant step in our commitment to transparency and collaboration. Again, this basically opens them up for scrutiny by the entire Cardano community, specifically from the technical side of the team, or the technical side of the community, I should say, if they want to go ahead and double check that the Lenfi team is actually doing what they said that they've been doing all along. Now, very lastly here, we've got the GitHub repository for their smart contracts, but I did want to highlight a recent proposal which actually failed. So this was surrounding the utilization of the OPT, or the option flow token, as a collateral on their protocol. Now, this vote actually had failed the first time. We saw the Lenfi community pushing to get this as in another vote, and most recently, again, it has failed. So they voted on this twice. And as you guys can see in the results, we have a whopping amount of 71% voting no, with 28% voting yes. So unfortunately, OPT will not be added as a collateral option on the Lenfi protocol, but I believe it is available as a borrowable asset right now on the network. Moving over, I want to jump into the very last topic for today's video, which will be talking about fluid tokens and their Aquarium solution, which is aiming to bring BABEL fees onto Cardano. For anybody who's not aware, BABEL fees basically allows for you to pay for transactions on the Cardano network utilizing another Cardano native asset, as opposed to actually having to hold ADA in order to pay for your transactions. So it states here, introducing Aquarium, with the Fluid teams aiming to push Cardano's potential to its limit. Now, if you guys are not aware, the team just recently launched boosted staking, which allows for stake to be rented out on the Cardano ecosystem in order to provide more weight to a particular stake pool or a particular ISPO in order to boost your potential airdrop results. Now, it continues to read, introducing Aquarium, the first market fee protocol on Cardano. Aquarium solves 4 critical tasks on any Dapp, which will be able to do the following. Number 1, implement feeless transactions for users. Number 2, introduce decentralized BABEL fees. Number 3, take advantage of automatic smart contracts. And then number 4, it'll provide decentralized BABEL fees on Cardano sidechains. So if you guys want to find out more about Aquarium, I will be reaching out to Matteo, their founder. I just had him on here not too long ago to talk about stablecoins in order to sit down with them and ask him more about how they actually plan on allowing the Aquarium to work. Now, to kind of summarize this and exactly how this is going to work, I do want to quickly just highlight a few things. So what they're going to be implementing is going to be what they call a Aquarium tank. As a part of the Aquarium tank, any project which is going to be labeled as the creator will be able to come out and create a tank and fill that tank up with, I believe, what will be ADA or potential stablecoins that will actually be used to pay for transactions submitted by other community members utilizing their Dapp, which is connected to their particular fee tank. So it states here, number 1, any Dapp or project here called a creator that wants to allow their users or their community to use feeless transactions must first create a fee tank. Next, only the creator and the Fluid Tokens validator network will actually have access to that particular fee tank. Number 3, the creator will then specify the conditions to allow the fee tank or to allow using of the fee tank during transactions, such as whitelisted address, chain conditions, transaction content, etc. So again, you're going to set up that fee tank as the creator, and you're then going to be able to specify who has access to actually trigger spending from that particular fee tank. Moving along, the creator then adds a few lines of code, right, to their platform in order to allow users to utilize their gasless transactions. Now, Fluid Tokens or their validator network will ensure the actual proper use of the fee tanks and that conditions are met and that they're correctly set before any funds are utilized to pay for transactions from the actual fee tank. So this is basically going to be a third-party set wallet that's going to be paying for transactions on the protocol's behalf. Again, simplifying and taking some of that burden off of the traditional end user. Very lastly, I do want to highlight the fact that their MVP for the Aquarium protocol is running right now on the preview network. I'll be trying to play around with that and providing you guys with more information exactly about how to set up your fee tanks, how to set up some of the rules, and then how it actually behaves from an end user's perspective. Again, my understanding is that the end user will create the transaction. However, the actual validator network will execute that on their behalf, paying for the fees utilizing the fee tank that was set up by the creator or by the project. So the Fluid Tokens team continue to push the bar here on Cardano. They started out as a lending and borrowing protocol, but they've really kind of shown their growth here and their expertise when it comes to smart contract development. Most recently with the boosted staking, now with the release of Aquarium. And I also had the chance to speak with Matteo and Michele from Harmonic Labs about a brand new ERC20 compatible smart contract that they're bringing to Cardano. So this will allow for tokens, for example, like USDC to launch on Cardano, but it won't just be just for USDC or just stablecoins generally speaking. This will allow for any token which has ERC20 origins to be implemented very similarly here on Cardano. That will do it here for today's Cardano Scoop. A pretty quick one and a brief one, but I did want to bring this information to you guys' attention. As always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, please make sure to go ahead and smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding any of the projects that we talked about as a part of today's video, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, as always, I will see you guys in the next video.